Are you ready to unlock growth, build resilience, and confidently take the next step in leadership, career, and faith? Welcome to The Next Move. I'm Orvin Kimbrough, a CEO, author, and leader with a passion for helping people and organizations thrive. My journey from foster care to CEO has fueled my mission to help professionals scale their confidence, leadership, and influence through mindset shifts, expanded networks, and bold action. Each week, I'll share reflections ripped straight from my blog to inspire and empower you with actionable insights. Let's get started and make your next move your best move. Welcome back to The Next Move, the podcast where we explore faith, leadership, and personal growth to help you take your next step with purpose and confidence. I'm your host, Orvin Kimbrough. A few years ago, I sat in my car after a long day of back-to-back meetings. I had checked every box, followed every agenda, and made every decision I needed to make. But here's the thing. I couldn't remember a single meaningful moment. I had moved through the day with efficiency, but not presence. That night, I realized I had become productive but numb, high functioning, low fulfillment. And if I kept going like that, something inside me was going to burn out. So shortly thereafter, I started writing as often as I could down the things that I was grateful for. And at the beginning of 2025, I made a more significant commitment to write a gratitude post, not a flashy resolution, just a quiet one. I decided to write down one thing I was grateful for every single day. So I know you are asking the question, why gratitude and why now? I've spent years walking alongside professionals, executives, change agents, nonprofit leaders. And I've noticed something we don't often talk about. Many people stop truly living. They become so buried in metrics, so buried in milestones, and so buried in responsibilities that they stop experiencing their own lives. They stop noticing beauty, and they stop feeling joy. I know that space because I've been there once. As a kid, I had seen things no other child should see. I carried grief and trauma into adulthood, but then I found writing, mostly rap, in community with other guys and who were trying to also make sense of the world. I couldn't wait to get up and put words on the page. And the first time someone told me, boy, that spoke to me, something clicked. The spark in me was real, but that moment was the lighter fuel. I was already motivated, but now I was inspired. What started as rap lyrics turned into speeches, they turned into reflections, and then ultimately they turned into a book. And now this daily gratitude practice. Writing has always been my way of processing the world and sharing what I have learned along the way. You know, it's a practice. And it's an imperfect practice. I started off trying to write and post on my website every day this year. Well, that didn't last. Then I tried scribbling little notes on my phone, on napkins, wherever I could. Eventually, I said, let me just take 5 minutes each day and write in my iPad. Most days that worked until it didn't, but I kept returning. And what I've learned is this: doing anything good consistently takes discipline. And you don't need perfection. You just need intention. Now, this is a small example, but it's had a big impact on me. One day I wrote that I was grateful for my home office chair. Now, that might seem small, but I had just come off a long trip. That chair symbolized stability, it symbolized peace, and it symbolized rest. So gratitude doesn't have to be profound to be powerful. Sometimes the smallest recognitions carry the deepest resonance. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you noticed the good before rushing into the next goal? Not reflected on it later, but actually paused in the moment and received it. So I've been changed through this process. These days, I no longer blow through my days. I no longer blow through my weeks, and I have not blown through this first quarter. I've started reviewing them. I find myself thinking back through meetings, thinking back through calls, thinking back through conversations, not just to analyze outcomes, but to reflect on people, to see people. I'm noticing more. I'm leading more intentionally. I'm reacting less impulsively. Gratitude has become like spiritual breath work. I inhale the moment. I exhale what I can't control. Did you catch that? Inhale the moment. Exhale what you can't control. Leadership is still demanding, no doubt. I still face hard decisions, but now I carry something different into each room. You guessed it. I carry perspective. When you reflect consistently, you respond with more grace. You lead with more grounding. Gratitude has reminded me of who I am and whose I am. And I've learned some lessons. I've learned that discipline unlocks clarity. 5 minutes a day adds up. You've heard me talk about the power of compounding before. I've learned that you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have a perfect method. Just a willingness to return each and every day. I've learned that gratitude is presence. It roots you in what's real. I've learned that reflection, wow, this is good. Reflection reframes your experience. You see people, not just performance. And I've learned that hope is often quiet. Gratitude helps you hear it. So here's my question for you. How would your days feel different if you paused, even for 5 minutes, to reflect on what you're grateful for? Maybe you're in a season of high output. I know I am. Or maybe you're carrying the weight of uncertainty. That fits me too. Wherever you are, pause, reflect, notice. For me, this practice isn't just about being present. It's about being available to lead with intention, available to notice people who are barely hanging on, available to show others what it looks like, you guessed it, to go from surviving to thriving. That's the journey I've lived. And part of my mission now is to help others walk it too. You don't need a new planner, folks. You don't need a perfect routine. You just need 5 minutes. If this message resonated with you, Check out the companion blog post over at orvinkimbrough.com. I go deeper into what I've learned from this first quarter gratitude journey. And if this episode blessed you, send it to someone you care about. You never know. You just absolutely never know who's waiting for just a glimmer to keep going. Until next time, stay grounded, stay hopeful, and keep taking your next move. Thank you for tuning in to The Next Move. I hope today's reflection inspired you to take the next step in your leadership, career, or faith journey. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who might need a little encouragement this week. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you'd like more reflections or resources, visit orvinkimbrough.com or theaccidentalbanker.com. Until next time, remember, every step you take brings you closer to thriving. Let's keep moving forward together.